What if I put her next to you?
That's crazy. I would go home.
Here's my issue, Cam. You or her would choose each other over you would choose me.
The women of Big Brother 26 are taking over the house. And honestly, I cannot believe how Quinn's disaster of an HOH has gotten us to this point. Welcome to Oh Brother. I'm Anna Rumor with PopCulture, and I will be keeping you updated with everything that's Big Brother 26 this season because I am watching the live feeds, I'm watching the episodes, and I am breaking it all down for you. From Leah straight up Tashi Duncaning Joseph and Quinn to Angela having the veto used on her again and Quinn sending home another of his close allies as HOH, it was a comedy of errors this week in the Big Brother house. I need another person to dissect all of this with and talk about what's coming next in the Big Brother house. So thank you so much for joining me today, Nick Valdez. I'm very excited to talk about what is happening in this house.
Oh, howdy everybody. Anna, we are playing Big Brother Classic again. No more AI Arena. I'm going to miss it. Let me just say, it's been a very fun edition this season. I hope that's the norm going forward. More mess equals more fun, I think.
Absolutely. Let's actually talk about that really quick because we learned in Thursday's episode that we're in jury and that the AI arena is gone. We're back to nominating 2 people. And like you said, you're disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed. I know the math kind of has to math that way. We can't just keep nominating 3 people. But what fun it's been to have 3 nominees. I mean, we've been getting 4, sometimes 5 people on the block.
Yeah, it's been incredible. I've been loving it. It means everyone's a target at all times. You have to save yourself, and it's just been so fun. And the fact that the veto's been used all this time too, it's been what a wild ride, I think it's been. And the fact that now we're going back to just regular Big Brother, there is a bit of a mourning period I need, I think.
I know. I hope they rebrand it and bring it back for the next season, because this has been, Big Brother brings in their twists, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not good, but I think this is the best one we've had in a really long time.
Oh yes, it's added a whole new layer to this game.
Let's talk just briefly about Joseph getting evicted with just 1 vote flipping from chemo. Thank you, Makensy, I guess, for saving him. What did you think about Joseph going home after Quinn put him on the block as an ally, after Leah used the veto to save her other ally? It all just blew up in their face, and it was kind of sloppy gameplay.
Yeah, it's a bad week for the super fans, right?
Yeah. Super fans, yeah. What the heck were they doing? This was such a bad play, and watching Quinn's face when Joseph was sent home, I was like, what did you think was going to, And yet Quinn gets off this week without any repercussions. It's wild. So does Leah. This house is very strange. Let's talk about the HOH though, so we can get into these nominations. We have the ring camera before and after challenge, the before and after, classic Big Brother challenge. And it ends up being Chelsie who wins in a 4-person tiebreaker. Go Chelsie.
Yeah, good for Chelsie, because she's been one of those people who's been playing the game from the very beginning, and clearly it has not slowed down, and her getting that power kind of immediately saved Quinn. So I think you're right. He got very lucky that Chelsie won, because he was safe for the week. Because in any other situation, it'd be yo, what are you doing? Let's get you out of here.
Truly a disaster. And you and I talked about this beforehand, but Quinn is actually so messy and such a bad ally. He keeps putting his allies on the block. He keeps sending them home. I'm surprised Chelsie didn't turn on him and target him just for the mess factor. But, he is causing chaos in the house, so I'm happy to have him around.
Yes, it's the same thing, right? It's I would be so worried to be Quinn's friend more than his enemy.
His enemies are doing great in this game. And his allies dropping like flies. Now, I did think it was kind of we can all understand Chelsie thinking immediately, oh, I'm going to put up Angela and chemo. Angela's kind of a gimme at this point. She's super easy to put on the block. And chemo, he was just up as a pawn. He just survived. Even T-Core co-signed him being a pawn this week. I thought that was interesting, but what her kind of secondary instinct to do, I thought was more interesting. Let's talk a little bit about her, like, distrust of Cam, because I thought this was kind of wild.
Yeah, the paranoia is really hitting. Just looking in the outside in, it really painted her as kind of like an Angela in that moment of like, what are you doing talking to other people? Oh, and that's pretty much Cam's game. It's clear that he's just getting close to Makensy and Leah, one, because he doesn't like talk to anybody else, right? And
He's kind of like wallpaper in this game, yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, yeah, he does have to talk to him, maybe flirt with them to like, keep him here around that stuff. But I'm surprised Chelsie didn't see through that. She sees that as more like, oh, well, he's teaming up with them to eventually get rid of me, and that's Angela way of thinking. I just gotta say it. That's some Angela thinking right there.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And we were getting a weird edit on Thursday's episode where it seemed like she was kind of like jealous too. And I know she, like, early on, she mentioned that she like kind of had a thing for Cam, and it's been talked about less as time goes on. So do you think that like jealousy and that kind of like personal issue is clouding her vision a little bit when it comes to his loyalty to her?
I think so, because she's been very open about the fact they're friends and they're very close friends, but there's still something there. Like, even like clearly, the crying over Joseph kind of tells you that, oh, even if they're kind of adjacent, your friend, you would still kind of feel emotional about them in one way or the other, right? And I think that's the same thing with Chelsie. Is she's close with Cam, and that closeness is, I think, clouding her. It's making her feel more paranoid over the fact that Cam really isn't playing that way. He's playing the same game he has been this whole time. It's just now Chelsea's like looking at an Angela microscope on him.
Cam is like the male Leah in this house, where he's kind of like keeping his options open with a little flirt, a little smile. Who could blame him? And it's very funny that he and Leah are kind of like doing it to each other too.
Yes, and it's funny that none are the wiser, at least is what we've seen, like, in the episodes themselves. I don't know, like, Leah or Cam have yet to come out and fully say, oh, well, I'm doing this on purpose. So I think that's just their social game. That's how they play. And I don't know. I think this distrust, if Chelsie doesn't really put a cap on it, it's really going to come back to bite her, because it's made Cam very jumpy. This might be what starts sending her home if she doesn't play it exactly right, which she does by nominating Angela and Chemo.
Easy nominations, kind of boring, but I'm curious to see. I mean, the veto's been used every single time already. Who is she going to put up when the veto gets used inevitably? It might not, but just track record wise, if it gets used, who is she going to put up there? It would be very interesting if she put up Leah or if she put up Cam, because we saw her like threaten Cam to go up against Leah. So if she subbed in one of those two, probably Leah over Cam, this week could be kind of back in action,
Yeah, that's true. This could be either a very boring week where we see Angela go home and we're like, oh, this is the worst. Big Brother's gonna never be the same again. It's a terrible show. Or will be really fun and she puts Leah or Cam up. So
honestly, if Angela goes home, I'll be devastated, and I really like Chemo. So like, we've got to use the veto, we've got to take Chemo down, and then we've got to send whoever else it is. We have to save Angela. I need more of her fake crying.
I mean, we have to save her. Like, I honestly don't know how many weeks she has left, but she's been like relying on miracles this entire time, right? And I don't know. I still have this sneaking suspicion. It's like she's making it to the top two. I feel it. I feel it in me.
I need to see her winner's speech. Like, come on.
But it would just be so satisfying. No one's been better on this season than Angela. I'm sorry. I know people have their feelings one way or the other, but Angela has been my MVP.
Her crying and freaking out about everything and is the reason I'm tuning in this season. I'm sorry, everyone. But we're gonna have to see if she's going home this week, and we're gonna find out with the veto on Wednesday. We'll see who wins, if they use it, and if the votes are kind of leaning Angela's way. So very excited to see that. Anything you wanted to say, Nick, before we bid adieu to our fine viewers?
I mean, I hope it's going to be just as fun as it was the last few weeks. We've been very blessed this season, and I would hate for it to start slowing down right as we're getting to the end. Come on, it's got to keep that energy. Let's keep being entertaining.
I agree, and you know that we're going to be following along this whole time, so make sure you like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below. What do you think about Sunday's episode? Then head over to popculture.com for the latest in entertainment news. Until next time, from way outside the Big Brother house, I'm Anna Rumor with Pop Culture.
And I'm Nick Valdez from Comic Book.
Love one another. Bye, everyone.